Hi guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. We're starting to feel like it's almost Christmas. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas here. Anyway, I'm here to talk about, and I hope to be real quick today, to talk about how to change that visitor visa that you have into a work permit if you come to Canada and get a job offer. Okay? Yes. So my name is Lois. If you don't know me, I'm an RCIC and I'm based here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I do help out with immigration services, all of them, refugee applications, PR applications, school applications, study permit applications, all of those. You can see my services at www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca. So if you're interested, please head there, send me an email or just book a consultation. Guys, have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you so much for subscription, for sharing, and for liking this video. Now, people, I have received so many questions, and I know I did this as a post on Facebook some time back. I don't necessarily think that I did it as a video, but there is a lot of questions and a lot of confusion. So people are asking me, you all know that the borders opened in September, okay? That is a good thing. So what is happening? There's an avalanche of people who are arriving at Canadian borders, and these are people, mostly visitors, who are not able to visit previously because of the COVID-19 restrictions, okay? So some of these people, they have plans to come here and look for work. There's nothing wrong with coming here to look for work, but remember, if you're coming on a visitor visa, remember the video that we made the other day about questions that you'll face at arrival. So you're coming to visit, you're not allowed to work under a visitor visa. But if you come here and you find a job, come on, why not? You get a job offer, most likely it's gonna have an LMIA. So how do you change that? How do you change that visitor visa directly into a work permit from within Canada without necessarily having to exit? Before I get there, how to do that, I will tell you something. Previously, that is before COVID-19, you could not change your visitor visa into a work permit after getting a job offer. There are other ways to change, and I've addressed these ones, like, you know, you come here and you claim asylum, right? Or you come here and you get married, right? Those are different ways to change a visitor visa into a different kind of a visa, okay? Or status. Okay, but today we are addressing those people who come here and get a job. So if you get a job with an LMIA, and I know you're asking, which are those other ways? I actually made a video of various ways that visitors here can change their status, and I'm going to pin that video in the description part of this video. Anyway, let's go back. So you come here, you get a job offer with an LMIA, okay? Previously, before COVID, what used to happen? You could actually apply. So you get this employer, they give you an LMIA and a work permit. You could apply from within Canada to make it a work permit, but you had to give an address of your home country, okay? An address that is outside Canada. That means you would apply as if you were outside Canada. You would still be in the country, okay? And then you'd go through the motions of the application. If your work permit was approved, guess what? You had to leave Canada. Yes, you had to leave Canada and re-enter, okay? So what used to happen is a lot of people who didn't want to do that because maybe leaving Canada and coming back, they may not be able to come back. Maybe they had a single entry visa. So maybe they just didn't want to fly back all the way to their country and come back again. It's an expense. So what would happen, we used to do something called a flagpole, or rather flag polling, okay? What is flag polling? Flag polling, we would go, I would take you or your counsel or your representative or your immigration consultant, and we would drive down to the US border. and would go exit Canada and enter Canada again under something called flag polling process. So it's not an easy direct process. It's quite tedious, but you go out there, you exit Canada, and then you present the approval for work permit to the immigration people, and there they give you a work permit because you had to get a work permit from the port of entry. Okay, that is what used to happen before COVID, and that is what is going to happen next year from February. No, do we have February 30? Come on, Lois. From March 1st. Oh my gosh, from March 1st next year. Forgive me. So guys, so what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about a public policy, a temporary public policy that was put in place by the Canadian government sometime last year because of COVID. What they realized is that a lot of people were actually stuck here in Canada under visitor visas, and these people, they couldn't work with visitor visas. So they say, come on, if you're stuck here, you can get yourself a job and an LMIA, and you can actually apply from within Canada. Okay, you just go online. You had to do the application online. You had to present biometrics if you had not presented those, but you could apply from here, and then the application would go through. After it went through, you would be sent a work permit at home. Okay, the way they send you a permanent residence card at home. Okay, here in Canada. So it started last year. Guess what? It's coming to an end on February 28 next year. Okay, that temporary public policy. Why did they do that? First, they wanted to help the people who were stuck here because they didn't want those people to go into the social services. Secondly, they also did that to help employers because employers were facing worker shortages. So they decided, how about we let the employers look for employees from the pool that is already in Canada, because people were not able to travel from internationally. Okay, that is the only reason they introduced that temporary public policy, and I have to emphasize it's a temporary public policy. Okay, so today, if you're arriving in Canada, I see you. If you're arriving in Canada today as a visitor, and by good luck, you get someone who gives you a job offer with an LMIA, that is a labor market impact assessment, then guess what? You have until February 28. I almost said February 30. February 28 for you to change that from within Canada without the need to exit Canada. Okay, and I will show you how to do that shortly. Okay, on my computer, just so that you know where to change and how to change. You understand? So you can arrive in January. You can actually even arrive in February next year. As long as you get a job offer immediately, if it's possible with a ready LMIA, you can still change from within Canada and you don't have to exit, and you can exchange your visitor visa into a work permit. Of course, it's an employer restricted, that is a closed work permit. Okay? Perfect. So now this is where now the whole issue comes in. People, they're calling me, they're emailing me, and they're saying, so does it mean that after February 28, we shall not be able to change visitor visas into work permits? My friend, stop panicking. Yeah, stop panicking. If you come next year, or even you come today and you have until next year to be here as a visitor, even want to extend your visitor visa, whenever you get a job offer with an LMIA, if it's after 28 of February, you can still apply from within Canada, but you cannot do an application within Canada. You have to use the formula that I had talked about at the beginning of this video, where I said you could apply when you're here, but you'd have to give your address from back home. They would process your application as if you're outside Canada, and then the moment it's approved, you will have to leave the country and enter again. How do you leave the country? You can fly out to the US, you can drive to the US, you can fly to Mexico, you can fly anywhere, you can fly back home and come back. If you don't have that capability, you can always do a flag polling process. You leave, you exit Canada at the border, down at the border, you go, you don't necessarily enter the United States, you go around like that, you go around the flag and enter Canada, and you get your work permit processed there. Okay, it's a tedious process. It can take a day depending on just how bumped those visa officers, or rather immigration CBSA guys, are at the border. Okay guys, so I hope you have that clear. So I want to just show you right away how to do that quickly. It's going to be 2 minutes. Okay, before we go there, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like and share. I have an interesting video that you want to watch. I have a really interesting video you want to watch. It's coming out soon. So please guys, if you haven't subscribed, turn on that notification button so that you know when I post it. Okay guys, let's see. So as I was telling you, this is actually the page that explains properly and clearly about the temporary public policy. As you can see, if you want to read, I can pin this for you and you can read for yourself. This was an extension. So initially it was meant for August 30. Excuse me, it was meant for August 31st, 2021, but then it was extended because it took longer for the borders to be opened, and now it's been extended until February 28, and we shall see that. Okay, anyway, that's just a by the way. So this is the page that you want. Okay, how to apply. So you already have everything and you just want to change and get your work permit, and you're in Canada and you have that job offer and you have an LMIA. So here you come here and then you have to answer this question. Again, I'm going to pin this link on the description part of the video. So it's asking you, where are you applying from, and you select inside Canada. Okay my friend, inside Canada. I hope you can see that. And then you come down. It's asking all these questions, which I don't believe for the purpose of this video, these questions don't apply to you. Okay, they don't apply to you because these are the other people who could actually change or apply for a work permit if they were already inside Canada. But for this purpose, you will select here and say no. Okay, because they don't apply to you. And then it says select the option that actually best describes you, and then you select I am a visitor in Canada. Okay, all right. And then after that, it says that, you know what, as I was saying, that this you can apply under this public policy. It's a temporary public policy, expires on February 28, 2022. You must be in Canada when you apply, and you must apply online, and you know, yeah, so you must have that job offer. So you apply for your employer specific work permit. That means that you must have that job offer with a specific employer. Okay, so from there then you can read the guide here and you can proceed to apply. Okay, so that is the only thing actually that I wanted to show you, just so that you know. Please stop getting confused. This is temporary, it's ending, but you can still take advantage of it. Okay, so if you're planning to come visit Canada and you have hope of getting a job, please, you know, head to Canada. You still have time. It's November right now. You still have time to apply for your visa, and hopefully you arrive here in January or February, you get that job, and you can actually change without the hassle of doing a flag polling or necessarily having to leave Canada. Okay guys, all right, that is all that I actually wanted to show you. So please stay tuned and watch out for my next video. Okay, take care guys.